careful. Be careful. Take this. This just needs some attention at some point. Something will go through here. That later, maybe. Sorry, Tony. Okay. Yep. Hey, you're always flying around here. I'm sorry, boy. Okay. I think he's getting ready to start. Get ready over here. I think I need this. A little bit of wash here. Okay, we're gonna have so much fun today. Whew. Whew. Charcoal, this one little piece of charcoal. I found it. All I have is one though. Hi. Tony, oh yes, I know you want to be in the movie. Yes, you do, buddy, but you gotta go sit over there. Yes, you do. I promise I won't drop any more pages. Oh gosh, hi. Hi. Welcome back. Hey, thank you so much for all your encouragement and responses and just like love and wow. I'm learning just as much as you are. I'll tell you, my painting's improving. You're keeping me honest, and I really appreciate that. Okay, there's a lot of things going on in my mind. I was going to finish the story I started on Friday about my mother, my hugest inspiration and respect because of her strength and her painting and her work ethic, and she really allowed me to be the painter I am. She always said I could do anything, so. Hey, Mom. Next week, I just want to be happy today. Okay, so let's see. I said we were going to do a self-portrait or a portrait. So I kind of changed my mind, which I get to do as an artist, and you too. You can change your mind anytime you want. You can give yourself permission to change your mind anytime. Actually, changing your mind is like refreshing your mind. It's just like breathing in and breathing out. Okay, I hope you're all standing and just start moving. I was doing a little yoga here earlier just to get ready. This fabulous teacher, Greg Anton, who teaches Iyengar yoga. Of course, we're doing it at home now, but wow, yoga, meditation, all these things, all these ways that you live come into your painting. Like the woods these days, they're brilliant. They're telling me so much. That there's these thick lines of trees, and then thin, and they're horizontal, they're vertical. Then you have the layering backgrounds of either a lake or a dune, or then the ocean behind. I'll tell you, take a walk wherever you are and really look at the landscapes and how things move together or away from each other, and how the energy is created around you in this universe. I don't know why it's extra clear to me, but my walks, wow, they really inform me, and also the color I think my color really does reflect the colors around me here on the tip of Cape Cod in Provincetown, yeah? Okay. So I said we'll do a self-portrait, so we're gonna do that, but I'm gonna give you a second or a minute to go get another canvas or a piece of cardboard or a piece of paper, because we're just gonna do the self-portraits. We're gonna start it today. But I really fell in love with this still life I set up, and one of the reasons I put this still life up, it's simple and it's blue. I've been using a lot of yellow, a lot of orange, and a lot of green, and whew, I needed change. Blue and brown are one of my favorite combinations in painting, but also just the way I dress too. It's, like I told you before, if you don't know what colors you like, just look in your closet, look at your card, just what the color makes you feel like. Color's really, really tricky. I'm going to give you one hint right now when I'm talking about color. One of the ways to bring color into this world, so it's not looking fluorescent or neon, is to take, say it's green. You have a green, and there's of course millions of greens. But if you take a little bit of the opposite color, which would be orange, and just stick it in that green, it will bring it down, bring it in. And if you do that with every color, you're going to have a more harmonious painting instead of just green or red or yellow. So think about the complementary colors of every color you use, and just put a little of the opposite, the complementary color. And keep it simple. The painting should really be about one or two colors, right? This is blue and brown or yellow. I mean, I could call it, and the yellow is here. It's all here. It's just different kinds of yellow, especially this light. But okay, so I'm going to be jumping around like I normally do. This is how I work. I'm not changing a thing. This is the way I go. So I hope you stick with me. And so we're going to start a self-portrait. I'm going to look in the mirror here. And I hope you have another canvas somewhere, but we're going to start with this. Okay, I was going to start with charcoal. Yeah, I guess I will start with charcoal. Okay, so, self-portraits are a really good subject when you just don't know what else to paint. And they really bring you inside. A self-portrait could just be your face, but it could be your whole body as well. It could be I could put myself in this entire environment. For example, this could be me standing in my studio, right? Or this whole thing could be my face. So think about your composition. Do you want your head to go and maybe shoulders into the entire space? Or do you want to be lying on a couch or standing in the other room? There's millions of options. And that's true with the still life, with figurative painting, with any kind of painting. Even a landscape. Just go right up to that bush or tree. Just do that, or you're doing 100 trees. Okay, so, oh my gosh. All right, so I'm going to make this really simple. Now, don't have great expectations right now, because we are only going to make a few marks. And it might be frustrating, but this is a really good tool to make a good painting, okay? And I work in series, so I would start 10 or 15 paintings, and the series always have a very deep emotional context in my life. But for today, I'm just going to do one. So if I was doing self-portraits as a subject matter, I would do 10 or 15 of them. So we're just going to do one because I'm going to show you. So it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just going to, let's see, turn it around. I think it's this side. Don't want to see too much. Okay. So those 3 lines right away. Okay? So 1. That is kind of close. These 2 shapes are kind of close in size. So I think I should move this a little bit more up here. So we have a little, yeah, see, that and that is talking much more interestingly. Of course, the worst thing I can do is just cut it in half. So this, I'm not sure what this is, but it's sort of going across my face. And then I think I'm going to have my shoulders, you know, somewhere here. Again, these lines can move and move and move up and down. You can change them anytime, but again, igniting those edges. Already, it's interesting in some way because it does go all the way around. The whole painting has to happen all at once. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to just go right here to the side of my face. Okay, these are my 3 lines. Now, it's interesting. I said the top of my head, the side of my face, and my shoulders, right? But I could completely change that right now. And I could just have my whole body right here, right? Right in here. But I'm not going to do that. But I'm just showing you that you can change. You can also move the canvas in another direction. So that's kind of interesting too. What if that was the top of the head? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn it sideways. You could turn it upside down. And there's a whole nother composition. So that's really fun to play with. Remember, we get to do all of these things and make sure you do all of these things and not keep doing the same thing over and over. Okay, so what did I do? I started like, oh shit, now I forget. Yeah, I started like that because that was my first line. And I like this, so let me go here. I'm going to turn it here. See, this raises my shoulders up because that was my shoulders. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to make no curved lines because you don't want to draw the face unless you're, yeah. You don't want to draw in your eyes, your nose, and in your mouth because you want them very much to come out through the paintbrush and the brushwork. So just kind of getting a sense of somewhat where I am. And I think that's enough right there. I'm somewhere here. And as I move my face like this, it can change. So yeah, right here could be the nose. But if I turn it like this, it could be the side of my face. All right, so 3 lines that you believe in. And erase the other ones that you don't. Erase every line that you don't believe in, or you don't know why it's there. And you can make a couple more, just to sort of get your bearings. And then pick up, now, if you're painting on a painting this size, get your biggest brush, okay? Your biggest brush. It doesn't matter if you're painting on huge canvases, small canvases, you want to start with your biggest brush, which happens to be these foam brushes. And the only reason I use these, if people are asking, is because I'm painting with wax. And the bristle brushes over here are just for the oil paint. All right, so what color? What color am I today? Yeah, I'm a little sad today. I am a little sad today. Let me see if I can get that in my painting. It's a hard time. It's a beautiful time. My family's really, okay. All right. My family's really helping. You know, we are all in this together. And look at this. It's like mustard. It's like food. You know, you can think of your painting as food because good food, which Which reminds me, I know I shouldn't probably say this, but I was thinking last night about how I'm going to paint this now. I'm only going to make 3 marks. So as I'm talking about this other thing, just think about these 3 marks. Actually, I'll talk about that after. I'm going to do the 3 marks first. Okay, so I don't even know if this color, right? This color should be the dark or the light. Now, all of a sudden, it was going to be my dark, but I'm going to make it my light. I'm going to make it my light. And I'm coming down and painting through. And I did use the same, because I want this portrait to be very simple in color. So I am using the same color. I'm trying not too much to mess around with my marks. I make this mark, leave it, come up against the other mark, come inside, come outside. I said 1 mark. Okay, 1 color. 1 color. Work with 1 color, okay, whether it's your light or your dark. And I'm going to add a little light to this. Since it is the light. See, that's the thing. Oh yeah, that's really light. Okay, so there's my neck, my shoulders over here. It's just so important to be able to change your mind whenever. You know, there is that controlling thing, and also when you're not sure, don't do anything, right? Sometimes I get so angry at these paintings, I'll just go in and it's like hurting myself. I should have just been able to sit with that uncomfortability of whether it was ugly or wrong. Okay, so there's my first kind of light. Let's call it light, dark, and then the medium. All right, we'll do light, dark, and so for the dark, it should be another big brush. I'm going through these brushes like crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna make the dark right now. I love this ultramarine blue. It's such a wonderful color for mixing. Okay, so here's the dark side of my face. And then my shirt. There's my shirt right here. That's my shoulders over here. That's the shirt, the t-shirt. Okay, so there's the dark. Let's come all the way down too. It does, it comes all the way down, keeping the color very simple. 3 colors today for the beginning of this. And I am going over my mark, but right now, this is much larger, this neck. I think there's a nice light on the side here, so I want to use the same color though, very, very close. Here we go. Here, and right down there, the shoulder actually comes here, and this is where the face is. Okay, the neck was too thin, the neck's too large, but I'm going to live with that, and then I'm going to go in with my third color. Now, I actually want to push this light back first. Yeah, I do think that I need to push that light back, and it does come here. So, look at that. Everybody guess what the issue is here. What I didn't do and I should have done after making the first mark. Well, you're right. It's what's around this. I left this and this, which I should have touched this Because now I'm like, oh, what color should go there? Well, it should have been part of the process. So now it's going to be a little difficult to just decide what color should go there. But I'm going to, that's the problem. You don't want to ever have a space where, oh, wow, what color is that? It needs to have something to come up against right from the beginning. Okay. And here, I should have done it over there. I'm going to change this color slightly. Here's another thing that Cezanne taught me, if I'm looking at his books, is that, say you have a still life, and the line goes like this. Just in between the vase, one line is like this, and on the other side, it's up here. So it gives it kind of a, so one shoulder can be lower. Oh, and then I want to take this, I don't want to divide the colors by this head. So now I just remembered, I'm remembering, that I have to bring this color a little bit over here, right? It needs to be lighter. This color on this side of the head, right here, okay. And then, let's see. Oh, see? I'm stuck. I think I'm gonna go with this. I don't know if green is the right one, but it's not. It's not the right color, but okay, so anyway, I'm gonna just, and also I painted it like this. So it's hard to hold the painting in your hand and make good marks, so I should have had this on a, but okay, so I'm hoping right now that you have the whole surface covered with paint somewhere. And I can change that as not an eye, that's just a, there's no features. There's just a shape here. And I'm gonna leave this and you're gonna leave yours now because this is gonna dry and we're gonna come back on Friday and then go back to it. Okay, so just take your painting. I know you wanna keep going, I do too. I could get stuck in this all day long. Boom, 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 scrape it out. Boom, 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 scrape it out. Or paint over. It's like, no. This is what we're doing. Okay, off. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to say about my kids. So I have 4, and you know Emma, and Silas is the one that's filming this. He's great. He went to NYU film school, and he's just, I had a studio in New York. We spent a lot of time together. We've done a lot of creative projects, and so hey, I love him. And I have 2 other wonderful, wonderful boys, and they all went off to college and all graduated, all came back, and now they own Ciro and Sal's restaurant, where I met their dad in 1981. And he was working there since he was 15, and I met him at 21. And I worked there for years and years, washing the floor, waitressing, bussing, cooking, and about, I think it was almost 18 years, I don't know, so it's 15 years since we owned it? 20. So we've owned that restaurant for 20 years. So all 3 boys are back. They've worked with their father, they work with their father's brother. There are all the girlfriends and wives who work there, so it's a family restaurant called Ciro and Sal's, and it is delicious food. They get great reviews. But it is a hard time right now, and they brought me my dinner last night, and they're doing deliveries or takeout only, which is a great service. There is a certain amount of danger to them doing that, and they're doing it anyway. So check out their website, Ciro and Sal's. A family restaurant. It's where I get everything. They're feeding me. They just published this incredible cookbook. Silas did all the pictures and the kids wrote everything and they did it themselves. And it's called Ciro and Sal's Cookbook, right? Yeah, great, really great book. And they have bags, they have wine, their own wine that they sell, and other things. Gift cards are a great idea. So Yeah, I didn't mean to be a commercial thing here, but yay, kids. Thanks for keeping your mom fed. Okay. All right. I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. This is something new. No flowers, thank God. Okay, I want you to come and really look at this still life. Okay, so let's look. Okay, everything is varied height. Everything is varied distance from horizontally to vertically, right? The shapes are different. There's a similarity in this and this, but thank God we have that. And I keep looking. So this is going to be a really fun painting to paint. You may think it's stark or too simple, but sometimes the simplest thing, like 3 lemons in a white bowl, right? And simple. So I'm gonna start the way I always start. You know, this is repetition. It's like uninterrupted, consistent practice. And that is what I'm doing now. I lost my piece of charcoal. Here it is. This studio, I lose so many things in here. I spend so much time looking for my phone in here or anything else. All right, this is going to be exciting. Okay, so size of canvas. We haven't talked about that, but whether it's vertical or horizontal, that again is a big decision for you to make in terms of your composition. Now, I'm looking at this still life, and I really want the whole thing from the floor to the top. Because there's just so much beautiful brown in here, and the way that fabric falls, and then there's this table, which is that geometric form, and then you have the organic. And most of the still lifes I've been doing lately are just from the top of the table. Some very close in, and some from far away, but the top. So, who God knows. So that's why I picked let me take this off anyway. That's why I picked the vertical canvas, because it's going to be, I'm hoping that I can fit all this stuff in there. Let's see. All right, so here we go. Uh-oh. My charcoal just touched my white paint. One piece. Okay. Okay, breathe. Stand. Okay, get in your position here, because again, these 3 lines, I'm looking, there's a lot of impulses I want right now, but I'm holding back. Of course, I wouldn't just go in and draw it and then just paint it, but I'm going to hold myself back and also understand what I love and what's really going on here. And what is it that I want? So, this is going to be interesting. I don't think I've ever done this before, because that's one object. This is the next object. And I'm going to do the other object. What the hell? I mean, normally I would say go this way, go that way, but the simplicity in here, and there's so much happening horizontally with those stripes and the blue going this way, that these 3 objects, I'm going to do like this. Okay. Now that's different, but I get to do whatever I want. It does need a horizontal. But that's what I'm going to do, because I don't know. Oh, yes. See, my mind is flipping. My mind keeps looking at the top of the painting and forgetting that I want down here. So I'm wiping these out. If I use a, usually, where eraser, when I do the drawing, is a really good tool. I think it's important to get rid of your lines. If they're not where you want them, take your time. Remember, I'm speeding this process up. Gotta make sure I got rid of all those, but I'm going now down here. I'm starting at the floor, and I want the bottom of the fabric that way. I want the bottom of the table here, which actually goes, look at that. It goes right through this line. It's right where this vase is. Perfect. Then, so I have to figure out the still life. I don't want to put it in the middle. So it's going to go up here, I think. And this table, this cloth is going to go here. Okay. Well, this is not easy. I mean, it would be so much easier just to do that. But I really want to try this. Okay, so fabric comes up here. I need to get that here. I can't put it in the middle. I want to bring it down, but make sure, again, that you can reach all the edges. You see what you're seeing. You see this, and you have your paint here. So you're working in a arch. I've showed you that before. You shouldn't be like looking behind to see the still life or whatever you're painting. You shouldn't have to be walking across the room. This is just to make it easier. Okay, so here's that object. I was pretty much there. It's just where this, okay. This, wow, it's up so high. Like for me to get all the way down there, I might not get the floor. I might not get the floor in there. But I'm going to try. So I'm just going to draw for a minute. Now, as I'm drawing, remember, that's that straight line, and then here's the curve off of it. Then, because this vase curves like this, and then the outside of the vase curves like that, right? That's a really important thing. This is the inside, and this is the outside. And I should be off of this vase way, way too much, because I already know kind of where it's going to be, but I'm going to speed it up anyway. So I'm going off over here to this one. Same thing. Straight line for the outside of this, a curve off of that. The bottom, oh, this is good because this line can be this blue line that goes right across here and gives me some information about where this phase is going to end. So, like that. And up here, I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to take this line here, right up to the top of this one, which is in line here. And it's almost, actually I need it a little closer because I want it to be just behind this. Okay, so it's in the middle of this, so it's here. And the top of this is here, yeah. And this is here, this top. Now remember, I can move this at any time. That's why it's open. I'm not drawing the object, so I can move it very easily. Like you just saw, I moved this vase from here to here. Top. It saves a lot of time later on while you're painting. Then you've been painting on the painting for days and days, and then you notice that the drawing is completely off and something doesn't make sense. And it's because you drew it and you just kept painting without really making sure, because we all want to get to paint. Okay, so this vase goes like this, bottom here. And again, I'm doing things that I'm not supposed to do, but I'm trying to get this in there faster. Okay, off of that, back to this. Okay, so 1, 2, here. Here it is, right? Here it is, just where it should be, actually. I'm very lucky. This is lucky. Usually it takes, so that's the outside. It comes down here. And this one, vases are a lot harder than you think to paint. In terms of getting the volume, because they're vessels, right? And that's the other thing. Okay, see, I shouldn't have done 2 lines. I hate when I do that. I'm going to erase it because once I go over a line, I'm like, well, which one did I believe in? You have to believe in it. And so I don't know. So I take them both out and start over. Okay, so here it goes. Here's the top. It's the widest part is right here in the middle. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's almost like a pregnant woman here. Yeah. I think of these as figures. These beautiful objects. Speaking of pregnant, I have 2 sons who, one has a pregnant girlfriend and the other one has a pregnant wife, her second one right now. So that's exciting. Natasha and Adij, they'll probably kill me. See, I'm dangerous online, live. I know what I'm going to say. Okay, so this is up here. Now, this is like a swan, too. It's just like I'm going to draw outside the line. Notice I always draw outside. I don't go like this and break it up. It needs to breathe. It needs to move. It needs to be moving all the time. Okay, that's a lot of scritch. What is all this? What is all this up here? It's lazy. Me being lazy by leaving it here, but also, I feel like I'm on oh no, I really moved this down a lot further than I thought. Wow. Maybe in my next painting I'll do the other thing. Because this is sort of just happening. So I think I will still get part of this table going down. Moved it up a little bit. Look at this. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, I think I can still manipulate this. Look. If I do this and I see this. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, great. So that's another thing, moving your still life. I move them all the time. And I said before, it's not a still life, it's a moving still life. Look at that now. Look at that beautiful fold. And I do get that table in there. And it is down here. But I still get this fabric folding over here. I have no idea what is behind. I put that blue behind there because I think I'm going to have no back to this. That's an idea, okay? I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to work. But I did have an idea of not having a horizon line. Okay, time to paint. Time to paint. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do some stuff that I don't normally do. I do this too. You saw me a little bit drawing before. So I'm going to draw this dark here. I'm going to draw this dark here. It's way outside, but it can be anywhere in here, right? It can be. This is just a dark shape. This is where that mystery is inside these vessels. And this one has just a little bit. So, all right. And then I'm going to take that language right down here. This is not dark enough. Let's see. Here's some blue. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this canvas upside down because this is all going to be blue, right? The table is here, and this is the blue from that these vessels are living in, right? So I'm going to turn it upside down, and this mixture is just plain paint mixed with turpentine, and I'm just going to drip it like that. Look at that move. It's like, oh, jeez. It's like the tide coming in, right? Beautiful. Now, this is ultramarine straight, which I said don't ever use as a color, but this is what I'm trying to do here is incorporate the blue from the fabric that is holding these things, both on the table and behind them. So I think it needs one more. Let's see. I guess that's good. I do kind of want one blue to go all the way down to the floor, just even though it's not there, because the floor is down here. But I want to bring that color down there so that later in the painting, I have this relating to this. Okay, I'm going to turn it here, lift it that way. And then turn it back this way. Okay, so that's good. Jesus, I need new rags. The thrift store isn't open, and I get all my rags at the thrift store. Okay, so where am I here? Okay, look, I don't even know. Oh, it's still upside down. Oh, I just turned it there. It's, okay. So, that's, yes. That's it. Okay, got it. This is really blue. This is blue. I'm not sure how this is going to work because this is more oil painting technique. The other thing is the blue that is in here is really so beautiful. And I want to do it right now, but that is the frosting on the cake, right? I can't go there right now. You know what? I could go there, just maybe 2 marks, just because I'm so in love with the dance-like quality of those marks. I'm just going to put them in and move them around, but just have them there. Yep, I'm just going to have them there. It's not that color. Just because they're so beautiful, and I will not be attached, but I'll have satisfied my appetite. Okay? Yeah, I mean, it's just so beautiful right there. And I'm also going to melt that right away because I don't want it to be precious. Okay. I'm going to do it on the side. And that's like, okay. All right. Oops. It is physical. Okay, there we go. All right. I just want those marks in, but not too much. The screen is here. And the blue actually really needs to come down, but I'm going to do that with paint right now and not have that. Oh wow, look at that. I'm just going to do this. I think this blue needs something. So that's the fabric, or the color and shape. It's way too dark, but that's okay. I'm not getting worried. You know, I remember last class I was getting so desperate when I was painting Emma, and I think part of that was I knew she was leaving, and so I got desperate, and it's not a good place to be in any situation. And I do see this dark, here we go, I'm gonna take this. So this dripping stuff is really good in terms, because it helps me find that composition. So I'm gonna just do one more color with this. Okay, good. It's kind of if you don't make a move, nothing's gonna happen, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So everything has to be able, my attitude has to be able, that anything can change at any time. And accept that. I think one of the biggest fears as painters is, oh, I'm going to ruin it. But if you're afraid of ruining it, it will never be alive, right? It's be like all tight. Okay, so we don't need all this. We don't need all this. But you can see really the structure of the painting starting, right? All the edges are identified. This little guy up here needs something right here. No, this needs something right up in here. Right? As I'm painting. And there's some black here that I want to get. Wipe this off. This is light here, so there's a nice dark happening in here, and I think, where's that black? I think I might want to do a little bit of this. Okay, there, yeah. Okay, so that's the bottom of the table, right? Moving your canvas. Just shake it. You could have it on the diagonal. If I was painting the way I normally would, I would stop right now because this is wet and it has an exciting moving color. It's the blue and the brown. I see where these objects are. They're sort of there. I'm thinking they're too big now that I look at this. That's way too big, and so is that. Wow, that's good. So that's going to move the table up. But anyway, I would stop now and pick this up tomorrow. But I'm going to just keep going. And I'm going to redo all these because they're too big. I don't want these huge, big things right in your face. So that's when I go back to the drawing. You should give me like a 15-minute warning, Silas, maybe, so I can. So you see, I hope you can see this huge vase that I drew here. Because you know what? I just went back. I'm going to raise that table up here. This is the light on the table. This is the light. Woo! Look at that. See, I had the objects here, here, and here. Now I just moved them up. Oh, man. Oh, you know, at times it gets overwhelmingly exciting. It's just this real sway of emotion, which I think is good in a way because it does bring energy. So this thing, yeah, there. This table's coming even higher. Here. See, now I gotta erase this. See, now these marks no longer are necessary. It's going to be up here. But at least I did that and it made me happy to do that. But I'm not going to keep it. Okay, so this is the light. And it comes like this, the front. I think the front of the table is just so important, the way it folds over. I shouldn't be drawing, but I am. I shouldn't be doing this, but I do. Yeah, there's the table. So the table's up here. Oh, great. Okay, so now I have to redraw everything. And I don't have to redraw it. I wonder if the charcoal would work right now. I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There. Oh, no. Shit. I lost it. I lost it. Well, that's because it doesn't want me to draw it. That's why. Okay, I won't draw it. I'll just paint it. Okay, that color. All right, let's get into these things. Wow, that color. That color of that swan, that pregnant woman, that beautiful vessel that stands so tall and graceful. My son Zachary does a lot of painting too. He works over here with me. He does some great painting. He's painted that vase so many times. It's a lot of fun when they come in and paint. Okay, so this color is something else. I mean, that's pewter. So what color is it? What is that color? I think it has purple in it. It's very dark, but it's very light. So interesting, very interesting to get the right color. And here I am mixing with the brush. Well, what the hell? Yeah, I think it has like this purplish glow to it. I need more wax in this because it's gonna have to. It's gray. It's gray. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna see what it looks like. And I'm gonna make it smaller. So I'm gonna make the bottom of the vase here, and the darkest part is right there. So before I even go up with this vase, I'm gonna make the dark that's at the bottom of it. So it really has a place. Okay, so now again, my eye is going around and around. It's going to that. It bounces over here. It bounces over here. I mean, I know you're waiting here. I know you're waiting, and I'll take care of you in a minute. I'm just going here because I'm very excited that I'm able to move the composition up. And the bottom of this vase, which was here, is going to be here, I think, for now. So here it is. It's dark in here, and that dark goes up to here and goes off here. It's very dark up here too. Okay, and actually, I'm just going to take this and just go all the way around like that. Ooh. Try this color. I don't know if it's going to be a good color. I'm adding a little pink to this. Let's see, to lighten it up a little bit. I don't want it to be too dark. Pink is a great color. You can make as many pinks as you want. Okay, so here we go. It really is dark right into here. And then it goes all the way up. It comes like this. Okay. See, this is not a really good, I didn't make an interesting mark, and so I need to do that. It was staying inside the line in my mind. So there. Okay, I know you're going to be somewhere over there. I'm going to get onto this other one now. Enough of you. I could go in with the light, so I will show you that there is light in this. I don't know where the vase is right now. It's not where it's supposed to be, but we're going to put a little light in here.
Got 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay, wow. This is going fast. So there's light up there, and there is light here. Okay, so I have to do this.
You could always go longer if you want.
What?
I said you could always go longer if you want.
We could.
A bit longer, it's okay.
We could go a little longer today if we want. See, it's so much lighter. Look at that. Yeah. You know, I think I'm getting really excited. And so then right away I start pushing the envelope and trying to, see, again, I put a mark down there. I'm taking the paint off before I put the next mark on. And I'm going to go right outside that. And that light on the bottom, right next to that dark, is so light and so purpley light, light, light. I need a different brush for that. You know, that's the thing too, is picking which brush you need at that moment, right? Okay, so this comes down in here. This goes around here. And out of this goes this. This thing that goes there. And it happens on the other side too. And look, I'm way overpainting this thing right now. Uh-oh, way overpainting. So I better get away. So I can see there's so many. But it shows you, I can show you that how I find that vase is just not to draw it and fill it in. I can find that vase, look at me, I can find that vase by using a color. And this color is so much lighter because it's the top of the back of the table. But I can find that shape by painting from the outside. And this comes here. This is so much lighter. It's so much lighter, and I'm going to make, so I'm going to put white. It really is like cobalt and cerulean kind of mixed together, which is a crazy thing, but I'm so overworking this right now. Oh yeah, and it's so damn dark. It comes down so dark. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so it's dark in there, and it really is dark here. Okay, so I'm gonna move to this. I'm gonna make the dark, and then I'm gonna go over here and make something here, and then that table that comes over here, that beautiful dark brown that comes from here. Right? And it also goes up here. Right? It's in here somewhere. And this light comes right there. Oh, Jesus, there's just so many good things in this. So many opportunities, right? So many opportunities. And that's also a great way of thinking of what it is you're painting. Because if it's opportunity, and you know that you have that opportunity to make it this color or do that, it's just wide open. Wide open.